everyone, so this is how I have planned the flow for today. 10 minutes of my presentation and 5 minutes for Q&A. So I'll start. Hey everyone, so this is how I have planned for the Hey everyone. Hey everyone, so this is how I have planned the flow for today. 10 minutes of my presentation and 5 minutes for Q&A. I'll start by introducing myself a bit. My name is Harshita Kalani. I study at IIT Jodhpur and currently I'm an SD intern in the team Player at Warner Bros. Discovery. Today, I'm here to demonstrate you the proof of concept for Kotlin Multiplatform. Kotlin Multiplatform sounds boring, right? Let's talk about movies. So on the left, you see Singham. I'm sure all of you must have seen Singham, a very popular movie. I have seen the Bollywood movie Singham, which is a remake of popular Tamil movie Singham. Now, I would ask you to have a quick glance at the production cost and the revenue generated. Now, towards the right, we have KGF Chapter 2, again a super hit. The difference is KGF 2 was created once and was dubbed for multiple regions. The point I'm emphasizing on is our love for dubbing. Create once, dub, and release it in multiple regions. Cost efficient, isn't it? KMP is nothing but a dubbing tool. It, as the name suggests, is a multi-platform framework which allows us to write the code once and deploy it in multiple platforms. How it does is, it allows us to write the code once in Kotlin and then transpile the code to multiple frameworks like Swift for iOS, JavaScript for web, C++ for other platforms like set-top boxes. Let us take some real-life examples which makes us understand KMP in depth. Let's say, tomorrow you wish to implement a new feature in KMP, in Max application. So what you would do is, you would go to the source code of every platform and then you will duplicate the same thing that you did on one platform. Rather than that, wouldn't you be wishing to just create it once and see it replicating on other platforms by itself? Let's say you find a bug in Max application. Now definitely you would wish that I solve it once and it gets resolved on all the platforms. One of the best things about KMP is it allows us to take a small part of the source code and then implement KMP for that. With this, I mean to say that KMP allows you to write the platform specific code as well. Yeah, so this all deduplicates the efforts, reduces the maintenance cost, reduces the time, and also gives a consistent experience to all the users. Also, KMP coexists with the platform that we are currently using. We use Android Studio for Android development and KMP is already supported by it. Now, I would quickly tell you how did I do all this? So at start, I had two different source codes. One was the Player SDK for Android and another the Player SDK for iOS. So I took the Android part since it was in Kotlin. I analyzed it and now it has two major folders. One is the client UI and another is libraries. Libraries contain a number of core components of the Player SDK such as download manager, which allows you to download a video in offline. We have DRM manager, we have captioning and other components. One of the critical component is playback info resolver. So playback info resolver, going in depth about PIR, whenever you open an application and play a video, it generates a PIR call to the playback info resolver, which then sends the data to the backend via the network library, gets the data back in form of a response body, which contains manifest, DRM information, license URL, and the body of the video, and sends it back to the Player SDK. So what I did with that is, I created a shared folder, I extracted out the PIR and then shifted it to the shared folder. Sounds easy, right? But it wasn't that easy. Taking the PIR into shared folder also puts a lot of dependencies in the shared folder. but we need the shared folder to be platform specific, right? So I cut all the connections and then I reconnected it in a way that the shared folder becomes independent of all the platforms. Now, on building the Gradle build files, it generated a build folder which contained the code in Kotlin. After connecting it to the Xcode, a shared framework was generated which contained the code transpiled into Swift library. So using that build folder and the shared framework, I was able to integrate the Android code and the iOS code with that shared folder and tried to test it, and it is running successfully. Let's have a demo video for the same.
Hey, this is a demo of Kotlin Multiplatform capability. We have chosen PIR component of PSDK for implementing it using threads. PMP truly takes cross-platform development to new heights by enabling developers to write a single code base in Kotlin that can be compiled into various target platforms. PMP compiles Kotlin version of the implementation and transpiles the code into Swift library. It can transpile to JavaScript and C++ too. This significantly streamlines the development process, allowing teams to maintain a unified code base while catering to multiple platforms, thus saving time and resources. Here, you see the same PIR code runs natively on both Android and iOS platforms. On the left side, you see an iOS code with Harry Potter playing on it, and on the right side, it is friends on Android. Thank you.
Yeah. So this was the demo which showed that it is available for Android and Apple, and as I told you that it can be transpiled to JavaScript too. So web is something which would be coming soon. Now, moving next, I would like to tell you a brief about my journey. Yeah, before that, let me do this. Yeah, so my journey. Before joining WBD, I had a call with my manager, and he told me that KMP is something that we would be working upon. This would be my project. So I went through KMP, I learned about KMP and other multi-platform technologies. I created a number of demo apps with KMP as well as Flutter. Now, the onboarding week was mostly our orientation, and by the end of second week, I was going through the player SDK and I built a reference app which was related to KMP. And then by the end of week 5, I was able to complete the design of PIR. I was able to create that shared folder and which contained the PIR. And by the end of week 10, I was able to integrate the PIR with Apple and Android. And then we tested it and it is running successfully. So today we are here where I am demonstrating you this in front of all of you. And today we are here where I'm demonstrating you the proof of concept of Kotlin Multiplatform. And soon I'm sure that it will bring boom in the market. So yeah, telling a little bit about the learnings that I made here. So apart from the tech stack, like the languages like Swift, Kotlin, and platforms like Android Studio, Xcode, Charles Proxy, and others, I also had some learning which I believe makes me a better software developer today. So some of them are always try to get something you can reference from. For example, in my case, I had this reference app. Whenever I face any difficulty in the actual application, I used to go to the reference app, try to reproduce the same error there and resolve it on a small scale and then go to the large scale. Then another thing can be always let your manager and your mentor know what you're doing. Keep updated them so that they can be there whenever you need some help, and always do not hesitate to ask for help. Set some benchmarks that by some breakpoints that after this I'm gonna ask. Do not hesitate to ask anything, they are always there to help. And also one more thing, sometimes it's okay to stop, get yourself refreshed, go play TT, play anything, or go to the pantry and then come back with a fresh mind to start again, and it really helps. So yeah, this was all about me and this was all about the project. I would like to thank Darshan for always being there whenever I had any technical difficulties or I needed any technical guidance, and also Venkat for providing me with this opportunity. Thank you so much.